I'm honored to be here on such an important occasion. We're here to honor our service members, remember the sacrifices they have made, and to appreciate and acknowledge the courage it takes to defend honor, duty, and country. So before we start, I'd like to say to all the veterans and active duty service members present, we're here to honor your achievements, courage, and dedication. Thank you for your service to our country. Now, to formally welcome you, I'd like to introduce the Valley Campus Administrator, Mr. Daniel Montes.
Good morning, and thank you for being here at South Texas College this fine morning. Every year, we meet here to celebrate the bravery, the service of all our veterans. It's been said that the true soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what he leaves behind. Each of us should acknowledge and should understand that the sacrifices that are being made for loved ones, for our country, and every day there are people who are making sacrifices in the name of freedom. Today, it just so happens that we have elections going on in our country. We have elections going on here in our campus. And that is really the epitome of a free country, of a free nation, of a free people. So I thank you for being here today to honor our veterans. This is a tradition that started with Armistice Day, that later became Veterans Day. But it is important that we never forget the sacrifices that have been made by these men and women. It's also important that we understand that there will be sacrifices to be made in the future. You know, the old cliche about freedom is not free. We see that in the news each and every day. And for people who still don't believe that this is the best and the greatest country to live in, all you have to do is look around and see the suffering and the pain that is going on in other parts of the world. Those people long to have the freedom that we have. And that freedom came because of the sacrifices that were made by our veterans. So thank you very much. At this time, I also have a message from Dr. Ricardo Solis. He regrets that he could not be here today. He had a flight that was delayed and was not able to be here for our ceremony. But he does send his thanks for your participation, for being here today. And at this time, I will turn it over to Lauren Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Montes. Now, the Texas Army National Guard will perform the presentation of colors, followed by the raising of the flag. Thank you all for your help. Now, Myra De La Garza is going to lead us in the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, please help me welcome our keynote speaker, retired Sergeant First Class Dalen K. Adams.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, right, if you're a veteran here, please stand, please be recognized, and let's give a round of applause for them. Second of all, Mr. Montez, STC staff, thank you for inviting me here to speak. It is an honor, and it's one thing that I was just speaking with another veteran before getting here. He's also speaking out at San Antonio, and we kind of collaborated on what we're going to talk about as vets. We really don't have much to say, so I'll keep it easy. I'll keep it simple today, because that's just how we do things. Keep it simple, stupid, right? And with that being said, I got to laugh. Hey, with that being said, right, it's an honor. So we talked about what I would tell my 18, 19-year-old self before joining. To better prepare myself, it would definitely be it's an honor, right? It's an honor to answer the call. It's an honor to wear the uniform, like those fine soldiers back there. To wherever it needs to be, whether it be overseas, whether it be here in the States, wherever the country calls. It really is an honor to be able to be a veteran, to represent a veteran, and to know a veteran. So with that being said, if you know a veteran, you know that we have many issues we're facing here today, whether it be college, whether it would be jobs. You know, there's a lot of gaps that we need to fill as a community that supports veterans. So again, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I really do. And I'll just leave you again with it's an honor. You know, if you ever see a veteran, you thank him or her for the service. And if they don't really know what to say back to you, it's because it's so much that we do. It's not about us. It's about our brothers and sisters to the left and our right. And really, it really is an honor. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dalen. Thank you for joining us today. Now we welcome from the Texas Army National Guard, First Lieutenant Armando Salinas.
On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the fighting of World War I ended in 1918. Due to the conclusion of the war to end all wars, November 11th became a universally recognized day of celebration. The day was originally declared Armistice Day 8 years after the end of World War I and honored only veterans of that war. Then, in 1954, after World War II and the Korean War, it was renamed Veterans Day to honor all veterans who served America in war and defended democracy. So today, we honor all our veterans who unselfishly placed their lives on the line for our freedom. Those men and women were ordinary people until they heard the call of duty and answered it. They left their families, their homes, and their lives, not for recognition or fame or even the honor we bestow upon them today. They fought to protect our country, to maintain our way of life. As we honor our veterans and remember their great deeds, let us also salute those who are currently fighting for our freedom. The war on terrorism has helped us all realize how truly unique the American way of life is. The freedom we enjoy is is extremely special. And that is why we must defend it. So now it is the time to not only honor those who have fought or are fighting for our freedom, it is also the time for each of us to take part in protecting it. Defense of freedom is not just for those in the military. Each of us shares that duty and that responsibility. You do not have to join the Army or the Navy or any other organization of defense to actively defend our way of life. We can protect our freedom simply by maintaining it here in America. If we want to preserve our freedoms, we must put them in action. For example, by voting in elections or speaking out against injustices. We must also ensure that everyone feels the benefits of freedom. And we can do that by volunteering in our communities or teaching our children what it really means to be an American. Veterans Day isn't just a day for veterans. It's a day for all Americans. It's a day to remember why they were fighting, and a day for all of us to begin our journey of protecting our freedom and the freedom of many future generations. So thank you for honoring our Veterans Day. Let us walk toward tomorrow still honoring them by living in the freedom they protected.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us here today. Now for the closing remarks, I'd like to once again introduce the campus administrator, Daniel Montes.
The words of First Lieutenant Salinas are very important, and we take pride. If you look around, you see some folks with red coats. Okay, these are people from our community who provide a great service for our community. They are ambassadors, not just ambassadors for this community, but ambassadors for anybody in the Mid-Valley area. And I'm proud to be a member of the Redcoats because they symbolize what Lieutenant Salinas was talking about, that providing a service is very vital to a community. And every community thrives on the services that are provided by its citizens. To be a good citizen, a good corporate citizen, you can't just think about what's in it for me. We need to make this better, and we need to make this a better world for our children and our grandchildren. So before you leave today, please make sure to thank each and every one of the veterans who are here today. Their service, their sacrifices should never go unnoticed and unappreciated. So please, before you leave, I ask that you thank each and every one of them. At this time, I'd also like to call Barbara Garza from the Chamber of Commerce to say a few words for us before we do the ribbon cutting.
Thank you, Mr. Montes. And thank you, microphone guy, for making sure everybody can hear what's going on. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Montes, again, for inviting us to be a part of this very important event. We find that it's important that we honor our veterans on Veterans Day, but it needs to be every day. We are so thankful for our veterans, their service, what they have done for our country, and what they represent. And we're so grateful again for the invitation to be here today to celebrate them. As Mr. Montes mentioned, we are joined here with our Red Coat ambassadors who are leaders in this community and support local businesses and support the community at large. Mr. Montes mentioned volunteerism. Sergeant Salinas also mentioned volunteerism, and I think it's so critical that we really realize how important it is that we do that. We participate in our community. We get involved. Those of you who are students here at STC, get involved in your community. Find ways to support others and help your fellow human. We thank you again for having us. I would like to invite one of our ambassadors to share a few words before our ribbon cutting. And what we do in the community is we actually go and celebrate by doing these ribbon cuttings across Wesco, across the Mid-Valley, and support our local businesses, support local entities, support educational organizations like South Texas College, who are members of our chamber and who support the community at large. And so we're very grateful for the opportunity to be here and celebrate with you, and most importantly, celebrate our amazing veterans. At this time, I'd like to welcome Ms. Alejandra Montenegro, one of our lead ambassadors and the board chair for the Waseca Chamber of Commerce, to share a few words and present South Texas College with a few plaques.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for having us here today. It's an honor speaking as a wife of a veteran. These type of events are great to have in the community. And of course, everybody that's here today, we all want you to know, veterans here, veterans watching, we're here to support you no matter what. It doesn't matter what kind of positions we hold within our organizations, within our community, but we all need to be there for each other, rain or shine. And like everybody said, it's just part, like it's part of answering to the call. And this is something that if we work together, everyone here as a community, it can be something that everyone will remember always. So just keep it in mind. Like they said, thank a veteran. I know they don't like the recognition. My husband tells me that all the time. They don't like it because it's their responsibility and their duty. But either way, thank them. If they don't say anything, it's okay. That's just that's their them being humble and just knowing that they were there for a reason and they would do it again in a heartbeat. Thank you for having us, Danny. Thank you for having us, the staff, Veterans Office. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. And I do have a couple plaques that I would like to go ahead and hand over to you.
One, two, and three.
For the last 6 years, South Texas College has been awarded with the distinction of being a leading military-friendly school. At the Office of Student Veteran Affairs, we're honored to be of assistance to all of our student veterans, active duty service members, and dependents. We're proud to have our office and lounge area available for our students, and we thank the administration for its support in our department. JFK once said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. It's our goal to show our appreciation and support to our veterans, not just today, but always. So this concludes our Veterans Day ceremony. Please join us for light refreshments. There's cake and I think punch back there in the Building G atrium. I will also be doing a tour of the Veterans Office, so anyone who would like to see the space is welcome to join me in just a few minutes. And once again, thank you to all of our veterans and active duty members. We are grateful for you. Woo! And we're going to do the ribbon cutting.
Smile. Big smiles. We're going to look at Anthony real quick. Anthony, raise your hand. Big smiles. Yeah. Okay, keep smiling. We have the kids on the way. Yes. Yay. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna take another photo. Everybody smile. We can look at Anthony. Anthony, raise your hand. Big smiles. One more. Okay, and I think we're ready to cut the ribbon, okay? So on three, we're gonna cut the ribbon. Whoever wants to help us count. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. All right.
But one of them is used, the other one is not. So if you let me send it out.
Okay. Look, the most
just
more
STC
recent, get the
background?
most recent
Yeah.
information. Okay, that's good to know.
And I think like the handle, I guess is what it's called, is VA office.
Okay.
And we also have another area in the library called the foxhole, which is for the veterans. Yeah, so we converted this. It used to be a lounge, but we felt that we needed some space for the veterans. And you know, at the other campuses, when you go to the other campuses, we also have dedicated spaces that are just for veterans. We have computers for their use. We have other things, and there's a lot more things that we need to provide. But you know, we're recognizing that, and we're starting to do whatever we can to provide those services. You know, COVID kind of throws a nasty curve, but we're coming out of it, and we're starting to see that there's a lot of veterans that need, you know, just basic help sometimes, just getting into school, getting help, financial aid, advising, counseling, and Lauren and her folks are the ones who are working with those veterans.
Thank you so much.
How many veterans?
How many
Opposed to, a lot. Lauren gets a lot of veterans.
I think there's about 70 or 80 at the Mill Valley campus. In total,
Good number.
Yeah.
3, 4, maybe 500 in total in all the campuses. There's a lot.
And it's a little bit, it's kind of hard to gauge because like a lot of these folks that are in the Texas National Guard, they're actually taking a course or two with us, so they're not really included in the head count, but they should be.
Well, they do. There's tuition assistance.
They're tuition
and they've
assistants or something, yeah.
started to use it more often, which is really good. And it pays for a part of the tuition. So recently, people have been using it more. So like they've been coming in, which is good.
And what we do as a college is whenever, like for example, they have to do training, they've used our facilities. You know, we've had close to 200 soldiers come in and use the facilities for training for anything that they need to do. In fact, in December, we have another group coming in to do some training. So it's important that we recognize that they need to have that support from the community. So we try to do as much as we can to support their mission. And you know, a lot of these guys are here from out of town. They're not local folks. So you know, we try to do whatever we can to help support them and make their mission and their training a little bit easier.
That's us. That's what we do. And it's a pretty small department. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. One person just got hired, so now there's 5. Also, we're at the con campus, and we just opened a foxhole in like an area at the Star County, and there's one work study there, so that's cool. We're trying to like build it up and implement it more because we've seen that we need a lot more. And that's what we're here for. So if you know any veterans that want to come to school, you can have them talk to me. I have business cards if anyone wants a business card. And even if they don't necessarily want to come to school here, if they have any questions about the GI Bill or Hazelwood, any of the benefits, I'm happy to answer questions to everybody.
Red Coats, thank you very much.
Yes,
again.
Thank you for inviting
us.
Welcome to Weslaco, located in the Mid-Valley. Explore. Stay. Play. Eat. Fun. Weslaco. We got this.